Wow.
I'm drinking lemonade without the Ciroc though.
Wow. Okay. All
It's
right.
lemonade.
All right. So I just really want to start off by thanking y'all for being here. And we kind of talked about this a little bit before I started recording. Y'all know I've been talking about doing a podcast for a minute. And, you know, life has been happening. I was wanting to use my birthday weekend, which was April 2nd, to, you know, kind of create like this big press run. I was going to do like this photo shoot and all of that. And then I lost my grandmother. And it totally threw me off my pivot. I was just like in a funk and not really feeling creative. Mm-hmm. But thankfully, I had people around me reminding me like, okay, girl, like you said you wanted to do this, so do this, you know? That's so cool. When I was thinking about like my first episode, I was like, okay, who could be my first guest? And I tell people this all the time, like there was a running joke in college about us being the great debaters. Y'all remember that? Because we were always it was a big thing amongst our friend group. Precious will always be like, oh my God, y'all are the great debaters. Like y'all are always debating.
Oprah,
Ayana on the ground, digging up oil and all the jokes she would make. So it's just like, again, going back to when I was thinking about who should be my first guest, I didn't think twice. Like, it's y'all. Yeah. And I'm just real grateful, for real, to y'all for just taking time out of y'all day, because I know y'all are busy. We all have lives. Ayana's a mother. Ayana's a mother. Kim, you are an author. Like, we all busy. So I'm just very grateful for y'all. We've been doing this since college. You know, Kim and I, we graduated 2012. Ayana, you came out the year before us for like breaks, and even like in a dorm, like we'll just be kicking shit. This is what we do. We were doing podcasts before podcasting was a thing.
Absolutely.
So I'm just happy to have my sisters
Let them know.
Yes, I'm happy to have my sisters here with me for my first episode. I don't really want to call this a podcast. I want to call it a talk space, because I feel like podcast is very trendy right now. Everybody's a podcast host, and that's, you know, I don't really like trends. So I'm going to do a video introducing myself. So I'll do that later. But I want to give you ladies an opportunity to introduce yourselves. Ayana, you know, you're an author, educator. Kim, you are an author, you know, you doing your thing, okay? So I just want to give you ladies an opportunity to introduce yourself. Whoever want to go first, y'all can go first. It don't matter. Ayana.
Yeah.
No.
I want to first just thank you, number one, for just bringing me on this show, on your first show. I know you've always wanted to do this. You are the voice. Everybody that knows you know that you're the voice in every circle that you're in. And it's definitely a blessing to now see this in fruition, so that people can get the message that we've been talking about for years. But my name is Ayana Simmons. Me and Melanie met in college. We all met in college, as she just explained. And that's it. I mean, this is what we do on a regular basis. We have conversations. We talk about everything from relationships to politics to music, you name it. And that's pretty much it. So, but I'm an educator, for those that don't know. I'm an educator. I also just came out with a book. It'll be releasing on the 30th of this month. So I'm really about that. I'm giving out the whole game about education. So we'll talk a little bit about that later. I don't want to get too much into it right now. I'm also a mom, full-time mom, and that's it. All about just building, entrepreneurship, creating, loving self, getting to know self, healing self, and just growing as a people. That's really what we're ready to just bring to y'all. It's time for us to elevate. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Well, hello, everyone. I first I want to say thank you, Mel, you know, taking me on board, you know, here on your show and everything. I'm just so grateful. delighted to be here, and also just not only along with you, but along with my other sis as well. What we made is like dynamic duo. It's like, it's something it's organic, it's organic. When we get in our space and we get to the topics rolling and we start talking, and it's magic with us, and I'm just proud and of all of us, and I'm elated that God saw fit for us to be in this space. Not only do we share a space like this for ourselves, but now we're sharing a space like this for the public and for others to see, how we get together, and how what our dialogue is, what our topics are, and how we move from that. So I'm just happy. And a few things about myself: I am a writer, creative writer. I am an author, an educator, a mental wellness advocate. So I'm just going on along the ride wherever God takes me. And right now I'm here with my sisters. So I'm delighted.
Yes.
A little camera shy too. So I'm getting better.
No, we ain't camera shy. Because we are amongst family. It's just us right now. It's just us. So that was beautiful. Thank y'all for sharing that. So I just feel like it's funny because we were supposed to do this last weekend, but my mom turned 60 last weekend and I had family in town. So I was just like, okay. I was just drained. Shout out to my mom. Happy 60th.
Yes, shout out to Miss Mama Jones.
Yes.
And
these sisters were featured on her video. Huh?
Oh, Mel said Angie would get me if she know I say Angie.
No, everybody call her Angie. Her close friends and family, so she would just be like, oh, okay. She's super chill. Y'all know that. Okay, so last Tuesday, backtrack. When I created this so we have talking points. Of course, viewers, you don't see this, but we have talking points. And when we were going to do the episode last week, the last topic of discussion was the Verzuz battle, because it was highly anticipated. Everybody was talking about it. Some people was like, I ain't picking sides. I don't know. Some people pick sides. I picked the side. I picked the losing side, but we'll get into that. So, but we're going to kick it off with Verzuz, because I think Verzuz shocked the world. The outcome of this Verzuz shocked the world. We've been on the phone talking about it all weeks, and in voice messages and in posts and all this type of stuff. So let's start with this. Outside of myself, did anyone else pick a side?
I know I did.
I kind of remember, but I don't remember. So y'all just have to refresh my memory. Did anyone else pick a side?
I didn't.
Okay, you didn't.
I was a little neutral. I was just so happy, like being from New York, being from the Bronx. I'm just like, I'm so happy for me. It was like a New York moment. So I was just like so excited just to see both of them, like to feel that nostalgic moment, to sing, get reminded of the songs. And I kind of felt like Dipset was gonna win, actually, because I felt like they have all the hits. But the Locks, like you said, it surprised us. It surprised us all, because we already know how that goes, right? You could be deep, you could be all of that, but a lot of times that's not what's put out, right? They're gonna put out what's gonna be a hit, but they bought it. They bought the Jadakiss led, and they moved as a team, and it was just amazing to see. It was amazing to see.
I definitely. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kim.
So to answer that question, I did not have a side, but I love both. And I felt like the Locks was going to bring something. And Mel, I talked to you about that. I was like, I get it. I get Dipset. I get the hits. I get, the instrumentals, the beats get us rocking. I get that. It's so nostalgic. We was outside around that time. I understand that. But I said the Locks got some with them. And I looked at the Locks as being timeless, meaning we were able, like when they played Wild Loud, that's like middle school, like certain things was like different eras for us. Knock Yourself Out was like high school and stuff, or middle school, one of them high school, middle school. So the Locks gave me different eras.
Right.
Dipset took me to one space, and although they took me to one space, I thought they were going to come, one band, one sound, but it didn't, pan out that way.
Mhm.
But no, so I didn't pick a side. I just knew the Lox, was my boys. I knew Dipset was my boys, and I knew that they was going to come. I knew the Lox was going to come with something, and I honestly thought that it was going to be neck to neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neck to neck.
Agree.
Because the Lox
Agree.
can get real gutter and they can get commercial, as we've seen with the features.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
diversity. So
Absolutely.
I was thinking about that when I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
When they announced it. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, okay, yeah, Dipset is gonna win this. Okay, because I'm thinking about Diplomatic Immunity. I'm thinking about Cam solo shit. I'm thinking about Joel solo shit. And for me, like, I spent most of my adolescence and teen years in the South. So like I know almost all of Jadakiss catalog. I love Jadakiss as a solo artist, but I don't know a lot of Lox stuff. So I'm like, well, like Jada could get in his solo bag, and yeah, it's gonna be a good battle, but Dipset is about they gonna win. Like, they're gonna come out. And boy, was I fooled.
Yeah.
Boy, was I fooled. So I wanted to start there because I feel like this is a real good way to unpack, like where we started. So for me, I just think that, and I'm gonna just start with what went wrong for Dipset, okay? Because I was team Dipset going in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are a Dipset fan and you've listened to Diplomatic Immunity, if you are a Cameron fan and you've listened to Killer Season, you listen to Joel's What the Game's Been Missing. They had a masterpiece. They have multiple masterpieces that they could have combined together, and it could have been just like the perfect, way to get to the finish line and to at least come out neck to neck, like Kim said.
Right.
I think it was definitely, so to go back to what Kim said about the one band, one sound, they were definitely not on one accord. Yeah. But the songs that they picked were just trash. Well, okay, backtrack. I won't say that the songs that they picked were trash, but I just feel like they were high, they were drunk. Mm-hmm. It was just too much going on, and they didn't seem like they were in unison, like the Lox did. Mm-hmm. The Lox were rapping each other's songs. They just seemed to like their focus was, okay, we are coming to the Verzuz as the Lox versus, Styles P, J, whatever. We're coming as the Lox, whereas Dipset, they came as Jules Santana, Cameron, and Jim Jones. And Freaky was doing his dancing thing. So where do you all start? Let's unpack.
Go ahead, Mel.
Okay.
Go ahead, Kim.
Oh, you wanted me? Oh, I thought Mel just piggybacked up. Okay, I'll go real quick.
I did.
I do agree with them coming out as individuals, right? And not coming out as a whole and as a unity. They didn't even rap in unison. So, that played a huge part. Like, not only was New York looking at it, but your fans from all over were looking at it.
That part.
We all looked at it. And you have to remember, like, when we became fans of you guys, we were touched by your music. We didn't have the advantage of seeing what you was doing on your IG story.
Right.
Or, so
say that.
Now so now we really feel like we get to know more of our artists, like,
right.
And this was their time to really, like, engage with us.
Yeah.
And they didn't engage. And this is not a hobby. This is a career. You go on promo. Being a rapper, you're a rapper. You're an artist. That's a career. Right. That's a craft. And in the Lox, speaking of that, the Lox brought passion. They brought passion. Whether Kiss was leading, whether Kiss was leading, whether they let Sheik loose and he started doing his thing, whether Styles played solo. They were passionate about what they were doing on that stage.
Yes.
And that's what also made the crowd fall in love with the Lox.
Absolutely.
Because of their passion.
Absolutely.
And Kim, may I say one thing? Because I don't want to forget this.
Yeah.
Kim, to your point, you hit it right on the nose. And I told you both this earlier this week, rather. There were times where the Locks were doing, performing a song that I hadn't even heard before against a Dipset song that I knew verbatim. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm giving that round to the Locks. Like that's how on point they were. And I mean, we gotta give it up to Jada because he was the MVP.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was the MVP.
Absolutely.
They said the bag went up and they didn't lie about that. Go ahead, Bill.
Yes, no, and speaking of Jada Kiss, like literally, like you was going into the direction that I was just about to touch on in terms of the streams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that his streams went up, that in itself is like, okay, cool. Like a lot of people wasn't even on it, but I'm kind of glad. Like it's a happy moment. And it's so crazy because like I said, I thought Dipset was going to win because of the hits. And it was just so good to see like, nah, like it's not. And just even a reminder, if y'all peep, like Jada Kiss kept saying, like, this is real hip hop. And I'm like, exactly. And it's so crazy because it's like, it was almost foreign to listen to the Locks, like to really hear what they were saying in terms of the lyrics, because we got so used to hearing bullshit, mumble rap.
Bullshit.
Like that's all we hear on the radio now. Like who listens to the radio? Like it's not even a thing because there's no substance in it. So I think it was a good reminder and a good coat check. Like, yeah, like this is where hip hop started. Like respect the game, like respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like respect the time and the craft. Just like y'all said earlier, it's a craft. Like niggas is looking at it as a hobby these days, right? Because we already know the agenda pushed behind that, but it's more like looked at a hobby, and they reminded people in general, you know what I'm saying, of what music really is. And it's a craft, it's something that you put your time and effort and thought into. And it even brought me back to just battle rap days, just watching battle rap and being like, okay, like that punchline was crazy, you know? So
it's artistry. It's artistry.
In its purest form.
Dipset may not have won this battle, but we had to also think about it, and this is what I mentioned to both you ladies earlier this week. There were two monumental rap groups on stage.
Absolutely.
Dipset may have caught an L. They may have caught an L last week, but they were a whole movement. They were influential. They were culture pop rap artists. And for the Locks to share, the Locks had to also look at it as I'm sharing a stage with a whole movement.
They knew.
Rocked the whole
they knew. That's why Jada was focused like that.
We may have came out before them. They may have looked up at us at one point, but we're also on stage with a whole movement that shook up the whole early 2000s coming out of the 90s. And they were younger than y'all. So y'all were also on stage with an influential and a monumental group.
So I
give them their flowers when people, they've been kicking, Dipset down a little bit, but I'm like, you have to remember these people are a movement. The Locks, y'all on stage with a whole movement. That part. With a whole movement.
Well, and Kim, thank you for taking it to that point, because there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, I can't believe some of y'all even thought the Dipset would have won. They're trash and all this type of stuff. And I'm just like,
that's a reach.
A real far reach, okay? Your arm is breaking at that
point. But most of y'all live for hits.
That part, but you know what it reminded me of? Bill and Kim, is how quick this generation is to throw people away. People be looking for a reason to get people the fuck out of here. You ain't gotta do much.
We see
like
that.
People really enjoy kicking people back in. And it's just like, y'all not gonna act like y'all just wasn't bumping Diplomat. When Dipset came out, and that diplomatic community drop, I don't give a fuck where you live.
Yeah.
If you weren't listening to it, your neighbor listened to it. So let's not act like they weren't legends.
Right.
For the time period they got out. And I just hate how
they put Harlem on the map for real. If you want to be honest,
say that.
Because every borough has its different swag to it, right? You got Brooklyn niggas got one swag, Harlem niggas got one swag, Bronx, and so forth and so on. So they really put Harlem on the map. Like Harlem niggas is really pretty boys. And they always have been, right? It's always like, y'all the pretty boys, shit like that. So I really feel like, like exactly what Melanie said, like regardless of the performance, regardless of how bad it was, like even, right, if we talking about, all right, let's not name drop, but if we talking about a lot of
pretty boys that also a gangbang too.
That part. That
Say
part.
that again,
Because
Tia?
they had people in Jersey like,
Hood
yeah,
niggas.
I could be like that and I can gang bang because it was
Say
big
that.
out here. Like,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, Crips wasn't that big in my part of Jersey, but Bloods was like, you know, a big movement in itself. Crazy.
Gotcha.
Big movement. Gang
And to
banging
that
was
point, my brother, God rest his soul, Derek, I love you. He was a Crip and he loved Cameron. He's the reason why I know what a Dipset is, who Cameron is, who Jadakiss is. Literally, he introduced me to all of that. So I mean, it's just crazy to see people just like say fuck them. It's just like, okay, this
that was a total that was a total.
This generation really just be hopping on waves. I feel
and
like
it's exhausting.
People
it is
see
so
a
exhausting.
couple memes. This is why I say it's so important to not be on social media all day, every day, because at the end of the day, every time something big or any topic happens and you seeing all these opinions, you can't even, like, a lot of people just losing identity.
Form yours. You can't
like whatever
You can't
anybody
formulate
says,
your own.
You can't formulate your own.
like formulate your own opinion on things before you just jump on it. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
I want to say this. The platform of Verzuz.
Yeah.
It's a big thing now. It's a big thing. This platform is huge. And I think artists, I think legends from the early 90s and the early 2000s and all through the 90s and the early 2000s need to take advantage of this. Need to take advantage, go out there, do your thing, and show these people in this generation what you came with. Show these people, you know, what you built, what type of music you built in this generation. You know, so I want to know how you guys feel about the platform, what it's bringing to artists. That's my question. Like, what is the Verzuz bringing to our legends? What is it bringing to them?
Well, I mean, it's been a gift. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill.
No, go ahead.
And I'll be real quick. It's literally been a gift to our legends, because I mean, you know, we were talking about this before, you know, in pre-production, because we are professionals. We did pre-production. Jadakiss streams went up crazy numbers. All of his albums were like in the top 20 albums on Apple Music. You know, and that's not by happenstance. That happened because of Verzuz. And we've seen it with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. We've seen it with Brandy and Monica. We've seen it with Jeezy and Gucci, I'm sure, the Isley brothers, all of these artists, you know. And I mean, for me, I just think we are very lucky, because we grew up in a time where, you know, we were still like bumping artists, music from the golden era, like the real hip hop sounded like.
Album
became a thing. Album releases, knowing what it feels like. Oh, okay, this album's about to drop. I'm going to the store and I'm purchasing this album because I love this artist so much. You know, like, you know, and then we also, like, we came out on the other end where, you know, like, it's like social media and streams. Which can feel like a lot, you know, sometimes. Because again, everything is happening so fast. You know, somebody drop an album today, someone drops another one tomorrow. No one's talking about the album that dropped on Thursday because it's Friday. You know, like that's how the internet runs. So yeah, I mean, I think it's beautiful. A lot of people were skeptical about if it will last after COVID ended and quarantine ended. But I mean, we outside and people.
I was going there. I was gonna go there next. Yep. No,
seriously. But go ahead, Belle. I'm done. That's all.
Even Soulja Boy and Bow Wow.
Even Soulja Boy and Bow Wow.
Absolutely. Bow Wow had to show his catalog. Let's talk about it. Go ahead, Belle. Go ahead, Belle.
No,
go ahead.
No, absolutely. No, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like going back to Melanie's point in terms of what's gonna happen after COVID, I definitely can see, like, just what we just saw, right? With Dipset and the Lox, like, now they doing a concert, right? And clearly we already know, like, looking at the Lox, they gave them a show to watch. So I can see them, you know, the Verzuz actually being a real thing that we can go see and kind of be able to appreciate the entertainment, the music again. It was what it's bringing the artists. I feel, number one, giving them their flowers, right? We talk about, let's give people their flowers. Like, let's stop waiting. And I think we were really able to see that with DMX, right? My cousin, Earl Simmons. Like, we was able to see we was
Like-
able to really.
I love
Why are
your
you
cousin.
like
I love
that?
your cousin. Go ahead. I love your cousin.
No,
Go ahead.
seriously, because what? Like that was the era. Like I love it, and we was able to really see like the power. Like when we watched the memorial, we looked at the memorial and was able to look at all the throwbacks. We was able to see all of his amazing art, all of the music. And I think it's also a reminder, like we really do have to give their people flowers, and he did his verses, right? And like I said, it's just a reminder to artists that you're great, right? We don't need to wait till somebody dies to give them their praise. And it's just, like I said, a reminder of real music. Like now it's to the point where like I was listening to trap on a regular before the whole verses thing. I was like a trap star. Like, yeah, I'm a teacher, but I'm listening to trap star on my way to work. I'm listening to trap. I'm listening to trap music, right? But now it's to the point where no, like now I'm listening to Nas album all week long because now I'm thirsty. Like I want to hear substance now, right? Like waiting to hear. I'm waiting for Fabulous to come out with another album. Like just people that talk about things. Bryson Tiller, like just getting back into the art of music, like people that's really bringing it. Rel Cox, all right, R&B singer.
Okay.
Right?
But
that's my boo.
A lot of artists. There's just so many artists out here that's just not appreciated.
I said right. I'm talking about Bryson.
And,
Sorry,
and we gotta do it. We just gotta do better. We gotta do better, and we gotta start. Like we're the people, right? We have control of everything. We can't say we want substance, but we quick to we listening to talking about promethazine, sipping on promethazine, sipping on this, right? And this is what we giving our streams to. This is what we, this is where we putting our money at. So at the same time, if we saying we want it, we also have to appreciate it when we hear it and not just, shrug our shoulders like, whatever. They preaching again, right? So.
And I just want to say that is a really great segue. This is why I love y'all. Oh my God, we should do this all the time. So no, it's crazy, Bill, because what you just said, I was saying earlier, because this girl that I grew up with in Knoxville, she lost her son last night to gun violence.
Oh my God,
He's a senior. I don't know if he's 17 or 18, but real good kid. He had a 4.0. He goes to my high school, the only predominantly Black high school in Knoxville, Tennessee. And he was gunned down, and it sounded like he was an innocent bystander. And me and my sister, she called me this morning and we were just talking about it. And I was like, I just honestly feel like this music has a lot to do with the increase in violence that we're seeing in our community.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I am a kid and I'm growing up in the era of social media where all of these challenges are impacting how I see myself and what I see is lit and what I see is turned up and polished.
Absolutely.
Two, the music is going to impact me away too. So if I'm listening to Shiesty say, niggas come around me acting gangsta, I ain't buying that, and I'm pulling out a gun and I'm shooting him and he flipping backwards, he don't talk it, all this type of crazy stuff. If they're listening to it 24/7, whether you believe it or not, music impacts your thoughts. And we are adults, right? Our brains are developed in a different way in comparison to a kid who is 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you put a kid in a household,
absolutely,
just let's use worst case scenario, because this isn't everyone's situation. He's in the household, the only adult in the household is his mom. He doesn't have a father. And when he go outside, he's seeing niggas on the block banging. He's seeing them toting guns. He's seeing all this type of stuff. He's gonna gravitate to what he see because that's all he knows.
Oh, definitely.
And outside of what he see is what's in his ear.
Absolutely.
And your thoughts become your life and your actions. Your thoughts are manifestations as well. We talk a lot about manifesting.
Absolutely.
Your thoughts are manifestations as well. So I just feel like that. I think it's beautiful that artists like Nas, I was listening to his album Heavy yesterday, and I was like, I'm just gonna take like today just to listen all day.
Yeah.
His song Bible, I think it's beautiful. It reminds me of one of the songs off his last, off King Disease 1. It felt like it was a love letter to Black people. On this album, King Disease 2, he have 2 verses. He had verses for, the man, and a verse for, the woman. And I think it's beautiful, and I'm just happy that there's balance.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like there's balance again, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Kim and I, we was talking about the balance piece earlier, because it's like, you know, when we were growing up, when we was in high school, we had Gucci Mane. He was talking about his shit, but then, you know, me and Kim was unpacking the Locks or Jada Kiss song featuring the Locks. We gonna make it. You know how Jada Kiss like determined niggas make it. Like it's a lot of jewels in that song.
That's why I said with the Locks is diverse. The Locks had diverse.
It's a balance. Or even Nas dropping the song "I Know I Can." You know, versus every artist.
Street Dreams too.
Street Dreams. You know, so now our kids, I mean, all they have is trap artists. Everybody's talking about lean. Everybody's getting drunk. Everybody is the biggest gangster. Yeah, I'm done. I'm wrapping it up. Go ahead, Bill. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I just really wanted to touch on it because I really don't want this to go over people's heads in terms of you bringing up the fact that how influential this music is in terms of the manifestation, right? And it makes me think of a quote that I do every school year with my kids by Carter G. Woodson, the founder of Black History Month. And it's when you control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his actions. So we may think that, you know, listening to music like doesn't affect you, but it does. It does. Mm-hmm. If you listen to a certain song, if I'm listening to trap music, I'm going to drive different versus when I'm listening to gospel, right? But we're not going to go all the way there right now. But I want to talk about just the hidden agenda, the hidden agenda behind these artists, right? Because you talked about the lean, you talked about the promoting violence and how you just lost. You know, I'm so sorry to hear that you just lost someone that you knew from your hometown. Like it's horrible, right? And it's that itself is a proof in the pudding. And I was just so crazy that we're talking about this because I literally just had a conversation with all my male cousins, and they're all younger than me. And we just literally just had this conversation yesterday and we talked about it. And I was talking to them about, you know, like the music of today is just not good. And it's like, you know, like you got Moneybagg Yo, he's, you know, promoting promethazine in pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like as an educator, it makes my heart 10 times, 100 times harder. People don't see the, like, you know, behind, like we could talk about essential workers, right? People don't see behind like the mental health they have to experience. Just like an educator, I feel like my job is 10 times harder now because you got music like this being promoted. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go extra hard to make sure that kids are getting what they need. And I'm so, my last point is the King's Disease. You mentioned the Nas album. And I said, when I go back to, we getting ready to be back full force, back in the building, I'm back teaching.
When do y'all start? When do y'all go back?
August 25th.
August 25th.
August 25th. And I said, the Bible, that song, The Bible, I am analyzing that. We're breaking that apart. Because we starting off the gate.
It's different. It's different. It's different. And can I say one thing, Bill? I can't wait for you to listen, Kim. And I know you was like, you gonna sit with it. Me and you talked about that, Kim. With the Bible is different because I feel like not only is it a love letter, it's him teaching almost, because he's aware of his position, right? Mm-hmm. Nas is I mean, anyone who is a lover of real hip hop, he's in your top 5.
Got to be.
I don't know any real hip hop lovers who will put him in their top 5. If he's not number 1, he number 2. Yes. If he's not number 1, he number 2.
Absolutely. Okay?
Certain rappers. Period. And I just feel like it's just good for him. It's just so crazy. I was thinking about this yesterday. Nas is 47 years old. And right now, to some people who are his fans, he's now making some of his best work. Mm. I don't know if people recognize what Nas is doing behind the scenes in terms of all the investments he's doing. He doesn't have to drop albums.
Yeah.
He's aware of his position in his voice and it being needed. And I'm just appreciative of that. Because it's a lot of kids.
Let me say this.
I just want to say this one thing and I'm gonna wrap it up. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of kids who look to these artists for guidance.
Yeah.
You know, they want to know what to wear, what to think, how should I move, especially these young girls.
Right. So and when, and I'm sorry, can I say one more thing?
Nice.
Because I just don't want to forget. I just want to make a quick reference about Little Baby. And I don't want to make it seem like we're coming off as harsh, right? Because we know that a lot of rappers, okay, cool, like you're not perfect. Maybe you didn't live the perfect life, right? But I'm gonna just use a real quick reference and example, like Little Baby, right? last year when he came out with the bigger picture, when we was going through all that, you was talking about police brutality, all the stuff that we was experiencing, he came out with the bigger picture, right? Because he knows that, okay, I definitely got a lot of young dudes, especially in the hood, right, in Black and brown communities, listening to me, right? So it's not even about asking for perfection, but it's just like, if you know you got a platform, like Melanie was just saying, like, use it. Like you have a position, right, to move our people. That's the only way we're going to elevate, right? Absolutely. Is by doing that. So I just wanted to say that. That's it.
Go ahead, Kim.
Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, so let me give y'all the memo. I have not listened to Nas's album just yet in its entirety. Not really at all. Only listened to the song with him and L Boogie.
Of course.
And
it was good. She was spitting.
Come on.
Her verse,
a queen.
Her verse, it wasn't even aggressive. It wasn't a certain cadence. It was like concern.
It was
God talk. God talk.
God
talk. I like that. That's what
I got genuine concern from her voice. That's what her voice gave me. It gave me pure, genuine concern.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, and I am going to listen to his album in its entirety, like I said. But what I want to say about Nas is special.
Yeah, he did.
And I can remember, I used to hate, this is before Verzuz even came out. I couldn't stand when people would try to put him and Hov to get, Hov or Nas. I'm like, Nas different. Would I not say that, Mel? I would say that. I was like, Nas is different, you know? And he's in a league, put it like this, no better than who, but he's in a league of his own.
Absolutely.
That's how I feel about
I
Nas.
like that.
That's
Absolutely.
how I feel about Nas. He's
in
a league of his
agree with
own.
you.
No, for real.
And the diversity,
it's different.
The diversity is crazy. It's insane.
It's different.
It's like talking about pulling up on somebody with a car. You know, he's talking about kids in Africa. Come on, the diversity is insane.
Second childhood. Yeah.
Oh my God. That is a classic.
So many.
That's a classic. Well,
the jewels that he drops is insane.
It's ridiculous.
You know how some people drop the bar and you would think about the bar like, okay. Like for instance, and there's no comparison. For instance, Kiss dropped the bar that had me kind of thinking the other day in his freestyle where he was like, would have copped the Bentley, but I had to pay taxes, settle for a Polo Fit and some Air Maxes.
Ooh.
Like, come on.
But Nas is the type of artist that,
because some stuff that he said was, the guns and the drugs and stuff, but then he said some things that had you thinking like, okay,
but with Nas, I feel like it's so much substance and it's so complex that it's not like you cannot. I listened to the Bible 5 times and I still got to listen to it over and over again because I know that there's still some parts that I probably missed.
Absolutely,
like that's the type of music that we come from back, you know what I'm saying? That's real hip hop when you got to listen to it over and over again. Like every time I hear it, I'm hearing something new. It's just, amazing. Yeah. Everybody needs to listen to it.
He's in a league of his own. Absolutely. I always felt like that about, I couldn't stand who's an old Nas or this. He's in a league of his own.
Absolutely. And when it comes to diversity.
Even as a kid, I think, well, not a kid, but I always see like maybe 19, 20 when he came out.
Yeah.
Who you knew was spitting like that? Who you knew was so conscious like that in the era where everybody wanted to talk about the drugs and the guns and stuff? But Nas was more conscious. He was more conscious when he came out.
He's always been that way. And even on the album, Kim, you in for a treat because like when you talk about diversity, like it's all through here. Like Yana, have you heard the brunch on Sundays? Sunday brunch? Have you heard that?
No.
He got shit. Not that you could turn up to, like he's talking about brunch on Sundays, like you smoking your hookah. He shout. I'm just really excited for y'all to really get deep down. Because I'm
proud of Nas too, dropping the album because in this era, everybody is flocking towards what's just trending. So
it's ridiculous.
Well, he linked up with Hit Boy. He linked up with Hit Boy, and Hit Boy is a big producer. He's real good. He's worked with Hov. He's worked with B. He's worked with Drake, of course. And I saw someone with an interesting take on
Mhm.
Facebook, they were saying that, they believe that Nas doesn't get the credit he deserves because of production. And he said
Yeah.
that in interviews. Nas said that, people will always ask him about, well, why don't you get with this producer and that producer? And this was during the King Disease 1 promo run. He was saying, people will always ask him about, won't you get with the lip producers? And he was just like, he was just so focused on the art, and doing and putting, pen to pad and getting out the message, what he actually loved versus, you know what I'm saying? But I'm happy, for me, I don't care if people get it late. It don't matter to me long as you get it, and Nas is a rap god when it comes to hip hop. I don't care what nobody say. From day one, Illmatic, like, I'm just happy to see him continue to get his flowers, and it's just beautiful.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I love what you even posted yesterday, Mel. And I think you just closed it out, like just to close it out, like just in terms of you, you said it's a beautiful week for hip hop, and it was. It was.
It feels so damn good. I posted on Instagram.
Yeah, like I was losing hope. I'm not gonna lie, I was losing hope. I was just like, this shit is just gonna be a revolving type of thing.
It's beautiful.
But I'm just glad that it's now being highlighted. Like I said, Jadakiss, his streams went up crazy, like and it's just and just going back to the art, like people just need to appreciate art, creativity, and brilliance for real. Like we gotta get back on that type of time, and I'm glad Lauryn Hill was on his album. Like, she'll always be one of my faves. L Boogie will always be one of my faves.
Yes.
Her verse gave me Unplugged vibes. That's the vibes her verse gave me. Her verse gave me Unplugged vibes. Have y'all heard
it was essential.
Definitely.
Yeah,
we needed that.
yeah,
It was
like
essential.
just like
it was
like this is my truth. I don't care how y'all feel about it. Like I'm showing up late. Y'all worried about me showing up late. Like I'm trying to save souls. Like y'all looking to go viral. Like this is real life for me. This is my art. And I
peeped that she said that too.
And she
about
said,
showing up late. I said, speak your truth, L. Speak your truth. I peeped that. You said I'm showing up. Y'all worried about me showing up late. I peeped that.
And she said, I see you didn't hear it when I said get out. When I said I get out, apparently. Out of all the songs she could have referenced, she referenced the song I Get Out. If you haven't heard I Get Out by Lauryn Hill, you need to listen.
That's a heavy
hitter. Oh, I heard that. Well, I'm done. Yes.
Heavy hitter.
But she's the truth. I mean, I don't see anybody going up against. I really hope she can do the Lauryn Hill and Friends, because I really don't think
I agree.
Put up against nobody.
That's who Nicki.
But we
that's
a
who
Lauryn
Nicki.
Hill and Friends.
Oh, God.
No, that's it. That's all.
Are you done, sis?
Yeah.
That's who Nicki admired and looked up to, was Lauryn Hill.
Nicki always
because she liked the vocals and the vocals and the rap, and she looked up. Nicki wanted to do that, wanted to sing and rap. That's the type of artist she wanted to come up at. So she really she studied Lauryn Hill. I gotta say that Nicki studied Lauryn Hill, and I can see that.
Yeah, great person.
Her music content,
of course. But she studied Lauryn. She studied Lauryn.
Yeah.
She studied Lauryn.
Yeah.
She admired her.
It was just
she looked up to
special about her. She just had, it was on some, like, I'm teaching you something, but I'm vulnerable in my teaching. Like, I'm not just telling you, and like, I haven't been through it. I felt like her message was always like vulnerability. Like, I've been there.
It gave me vulnerability.
Yeah. Vulnerable vibes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that is great. So yeah, Verzuz is great. So let's end the Verzuz segment this way. Who are 2 acts that you would like to see in the next Verzuz?
You said 2, but I do want to see Mary and Friends.
Okay, Mary and Friends. You can give me another. That's what I meant by 2. So I should have said, what are the next 2 Verzuz you would like to see? I
want to see Mary and Friends, and I also want to see some of our late 80s legends, like maybe Shaka Khan or somebody, like something like, I know how we did the Isley. I want to see somebody from like the Isley era again. I want to see. I would like to see that, and I would like to see Mary and Friends.
Yeah.
Right. So y'all
What
know
about
what's
you,
coming. Y'all see who I got in the background now.
Who?
All right.
Okay, Sade.
So
Oh, you want to see Sade?
y'all know I'm gonna start off with the one I've been telling y'all about for months. Sade and Anita Baker is needed. I need both in my life. I feel like they both was out in the same era and they gave us something different. Even though they're both soul, right? They both R&B. They gave us something different. Sade was more the relaxed vibe, giving, like, the sweetest taboo with the guitar, right? Gave us that mellow vibe, like spirituality. And I feel like then Anita Baker gave us that. She reminded us of what it is to love a man, right? How to love on our man. It's okay to apologize. I apologize.
I apologize.
Right? Giving you the best that I got. Giving you the best that I got. Like every song was
Giving you the best that I got is different.
Being a woman. Like Anita Baker reminded us that it's okay to be a woman. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be sensual. And submissive and still strong at the same time, because she still had that strength within her that was untouchable. So I would love to see both of them on stage. They both still living. And then Little Kim and definitely Foxy Brown. Okay. I need Brooklyn. Come on, they got it. We saw
that would be good for Brooklyn.
While New York is even on the map, I would not be surprised if we get that. I feel like Little Kim will be down for it, but I'm trying to see where Foxy Brown is at. I mean,
I actually feel like Foxy would be down for it. It's Kim you gotta get to do it.
No, I didn't hear you, Kim.
I said I feel like Foxy would be down for it, but I feel like it's Kim who you gotta get to do it. Because I don't know if she over their whole.
She wants to do Nicki.
Yes, I said Kim called out Nicki. She said she want Nicki. That's who Kim said she won. But I honestly feel like
I see Remy for Nicki.
Kim is trying to prove a point. Kim want to do a master class.
Remy versus Nicki.
That's what Kim want to do.
Yeah, Remy versus Nicki, Foxy versus
She want to say, okay, like I'm the prototype. This is the blueprint. Let me show you how it's done. Because I don't know. Right. I don't know how Nicki's stage presence is. I know how Kim's stage presence is. I know Kim's catalog. Insane. I don't really know how Nicki's stage presence is.
She got good stage presence. She got good stage presence. Okay. She's a sad. She's a fire sign. She's a sad. So I feel sign. I feel like she has that cockiness.
Y'all, Ayana is the horoscope like queen.
Yeah, I love astrology. I love it. But she definitely has that I don't give up, like I'm it type of vibe. So I could see her coming out doing the most. But definitely bringing it. But like I said, like I have a problem with two different eras going against each other. I feel like when we talking about music, like we should respect eras. So I will always like revert back to, I feel like Nicki should, if anybody, go against Remy, and for Kim it's Foxy. You know what I'm saying? And to me, a Kim and Foxy will remind me of a Dipset versus like hits versus, you know what I'm saying, versus the rawness. Like, not to say that Kim don't have, because we already know Kim gets crazy, right? Lyrically. You know what I'm saying? Like big emoji.
I see where you're going.
Big emoji. So, but Foxy Brown also has a lot of things that may not have been hits, but lyrically, insane.
Talk about it. Let me talk about Foxy for a second, because I feel like when and this is before Kim called out Nicki. This is like around the time Wu-Tang and them did the verses, Ghostface and all of them. Everybody was like, oh, Kim and Foxy. Oh, Foxy ain't got this. Foxy ain't got this. I'm like, come on, Foxy got some shit. Foxy got some shit, and Foxy got some features. And this is why people always get proved
features
when Verzuz comes along.
And them features, they hit you with some features you don't forgot what they had. Yeah. For sure.
I want people to give Foxy her flowers, period. I'm gonna say that.
When it comes to top five, she's in there. If she's not one, she's two. I would definitely give her that.
And she couldn't get too commercial because she was so gutted and so rugged.
Yeah.
Like when Kim, and it's no comparison, but when Kim went and did the Not the Naked Truth, with her Notorious K.I.M., that was more
with
pop
the Lady
rap.
Marmalade and all that.
That was pop rap. You cannot get Foxy to do pop rap. She stayed gutted.
Yeah.
You know, the most that we could get Foxy to do probably was the song off the Nutty Professor soundtrack. What was that with her?
But people live for the hits. people live for hits though, and that's the thing. Like even if you think about Diddy and Biggie,
But
like
Mel
Biggie
made me
came out raw.
no,
He
no,
was
hold
rapping
on.
on the
It ain't even
corners.
about
He was rapping on the street. Hold on, he was rapping on the street corners. And remember, Diddy was like, when he started really getting into it, he's like, people want to hear the hits. Like that's cool, but people want to hear the hits. And that's why it's always like, I feel like the only person that was on that substance, really on a substance, and they got their flowers and they was still in mainstream was Tupac. Tupac was one that still, like, I'm giving
he
y'all.
He was really good at balancing the two.
Yeah, like Keep Your Head Up was one of the biggest. Damn Mama, right? We could talk about all of those. That was still, yeah.
Let me say this. Me and Mel spoke about this earlier. I get the whole trendy hits, but for now on, this is how I feel. When our legends go on Verzuz, even if it didn't hit the airwaves, the radio, play that song. Because look what happened with the Locks. Play that song. Make, like Style said, make the non-believers a believer. Play that song. It ain't hit the radio, but play it. I bet you they stream it, they start listening to it. Play that song.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Belle. It's the hits that people do go after. But
we got some condition to it.
Sometimes you gotta give people sometimes you gotta give people some doses that they ain't never had. And you gotta show them. And that's this generation.
I agree with that when it comes to Verzuz, because I feel like when it comes to Little Kim is a legend. So anyone who's coming and showing up for Lil' Kim, they coming because they are a fan. You know what I'm saying? She not with this poppy shit. But I also feel like that with hip hop, we are the only genre of music who box in our artists. Like we have to allow our artists to evolve. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not calling Lady Marmalade. I don't know if I'm even pronouncing that right. That's not pop. That's just Kim. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to evolve. It's okay to get in other circles so that you can, you know, flourish. You
Absolutely.
Because you never know what people's personal goals are.
Wait,
hold on, let me finish. You never know what people's personal goals are. You know, maybe it was her dream to do a song with all of those women. You know, so I just feel like that, you know, like with us, like we be real quick to box our artists in. And as soon as they do something that's trash, and I know y'all not doing this, I know y'all love this in music. I'm speaking about people who are impressionable. You got, oh, that's trash. Kick him in a box. We want to throw him away and all that type of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead, I think Kim. People box our Verzuz artists at times. Like they just got something that they like at this, like I said, the Lock set the bar, y'all. They said this Verzuz just set the bar. Play your shit. Whether it hit it the radio or not, play your
definitely.
Play your
Oh yeah, definitely. We got to bring it back and make it a thing, and make it a thing. Absolutely.
So I want to end the Verzuz segment with my two. I know y'all don't like this matchup, but I really want to see Anthony Hamilton and Music Soul Child because I love them both.
Yeah, I can see that.
Serenade me, okay? Kim was like, Anthony.
I love me some Music Soul Child.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep. Kim said that Anthony Hamilton is gonna make her fall asleep, child, and that's so hard.
He got a few, but yeah, Music Soul Child will murder him.
Yeah, I want to hear Anthony Soul Child do giving you the best of me. Like I love that.
We need Music Soul.
That's my shit. But hold on.
Wait, hold on. No, Giving You the Best of Me. I thought that was Anthony Hamilton.
That's what I said.
That's Anita Baker.
That's the me. No, that ain't
no. That's Anthony Hamilton.
No,
you thinking about giving you the best that I got.
She's thinking about giving you the best
I got. But hold on, let me finish. I have one more.
Song. Okay.
And then I want to see Anita Baker in the Verzuz. I don't even know who I want to see her against. A couple of people said Sade, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if Sade got 20 to go against Anita Baker.
Do not come for Sade.
Oh, no, Sade got 20.
I mean, that's fine. I'm talking about preference. Ladies, when you did yours, I let you go. So let me go. I just want to see Anita Baker.
On the rap Verzuz. It's the
yeah, y'all, it gets real crazy. But hold on, no, listen.
It's gotta get crazy.
And then because I don't know who I want to go against Anita Baker, I have room for one more. I have to see a Married and Friends.
Married?
That's how I feel.
No, I said a Married and Friends.
That's how I feel.
Like how D'Angelo did it. I have to
see and Friends. Oh, absolutely.
Because I feel like that. I don't know anyone who could go against Mary.
Nobody can. She's a queen. And viewers,
People
I
keep
don't
throwing
wanna
up,
hear
people
nobody
keep
talking
going
about
around
Mariah Carey.
Beyonce.
But
Maybe
people
that's
want to bring up Mariah Carey can go against Mary J. Blige. Please don't.
that's
Please
a
don't.
reach.
Yeah.
Hold
That's
on, and I want
Please don't.
MC
Not
is in
saying
the
Mariah
cut,
Carey isn't amazing.
Y'all know how I feel
It's
about
amazing.
MC.
No,
She
that's
But-
a reach.
She the leader.
Not Mary J.
What?
Blige.
We're not.
Not
Yeah.
Mary
Hold
J.
on,
Blige.
They
hold
on two
on.
different type of
That's a
times.
reach.
Hold on,
That is
hold
a
on.
reach.
Hold on. Before you don't know, you don't even know what I'm about to say. Before you get to Mimi, I felt like Mimi deserves friends as well. Mariah and Friends.
I could see that.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
definitely. They
I
both
could totally
deserve their
see
Mariah
that.
and Friends. No, Kim, I'm with
She's
you.
one of my favorites.
Yeah,
Things
I
don't
agree.
do that. She one of
I
my
I could
favorites.
totally
Yeah.
see a Mariah and Friends.
No, I'm with you
Yeah.
with that. I think they
Oh,
both need their
okay.
Mariah. I think they both
Both
need
the Friends.
their thing in Friends. Absolutely.
Okay, I
Just
was
because,
trying to
like
see
I
how
said, I
y'all
don't like
was
when
saying
people
that for a
compare
second. Okay.
when they're two different type
Yeah,
of
they're
artists.
different.
You know what I'm saying? They're very,
Oh
very
no, I wouldn't want to see them
different.
together. No.
Yeah. Mary J. Blige is in a class all by herself. And
Yeah.
she really just gave us that vulnerability, like going back to the vulnerable vibes. Like she gave us vulnerable vibes. And I always say, no matter what you do, when you do it from the heart, people gonna feel you if you real. You know what
When
I'm
you're
saying? People
authentic,
gonna feel the
gonna work in your
No doubt.
authenticity. They're gonna work in your
Absolutely,
authenticity.
which is why she's untouchable. She's untouchable. Even if somebody else may be a good entertainer, good dresser, physically, everything aesthetic to
It
the eye,
doesn't matter.
according to society standard, right? Still,
Say that.
we're talking about who's gonna touch the heart, like going back to even Lauryn Hill, right? There's some people,
Say that.
some
Talk
people
your
just
shit,
hit different.
Bill.
People hit different. Certain people hit different.
That part.
And she's one of them. She's the queen of
That part.
R&B. Period.
That
She's the
part.
queen of R&B.
She's hip
Give
hop
my
soul.
Mary her flowers. Yeah, they better give my Mary her flowers.
Hip hop soul for sure.
We gotta reward authenticity. We gotta reward it. I'm gonna stop it there. We gotta
Absolutely.
reward authenticity.
And
Absolutely.
it's the authenticity
It takes a lot
in her
to be real.
personality with her fans, and it's the
To speak
authenticity
again,
in
yeah.
her music. Swiss Beats said Mary done saved a lot of lives.
Oh,
Mary done the
without a doubt.
soundtrack, and like,
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt.
Misa said, not only because that's her friend, but Mary, your music is the soundtrack to our lives, to a lot of
Right.
our lives.
Absolutely.
And the thing about Mary, real quick, like you didn't even have to be going through it to feel it. I didn't have to be going through it. Like with 7 days, Monday, a
Oh my
friend of
God,
mine,
a friend of
Tuesday, she
mine.
played the game. Like, and
What's
then
your favorite album? I know it's hard.
Yes,
I know it's
yes.
hard, but what's one of your favorite albums from her? I know it's hard.
That's hard. That's hard.
Oh, you want to name 3 or 2?
Yeah, that's hard.
I love my life.
Yeah, my life.
I mean,
My life
about
is
this.
my life.
Yeah.
My life.
I would say my life and share my world are my 2.
Share my world is amazing.
Yeah,
I would
my
say
life is
I would for top 3.
Mhm.
I would say my life. The album Mary, where she's faced like to the side and it's black
In the
and
white?
white.
In the blind.
No. She don't got blind. She faced like to the side and it's it's like a
It's
black
just
and white
black and
album.
white. Yeah.
Okay.
It was like,
that one,
she
right?
said it's
Okay.
your
Yeah.
child.
And that really messed me
Mess me
That
up. That's what I'm trying to say. We ain't had no children back then. We ain't got no children back then, but you still felt it. You said it's like, and it really
That
messed. How
album
could you
is
deny your
my
own
life? My
Right.
life, the Mary album, and
tell
Share My
me.
World, top 3. But my
Yeah.
life is number 1 to me. My life is number
Absolutely.
1.
The realness, the rawness.